Good afternoon. So, topic for today, or this week, I should say. I watch a bunch of people on YouTube, different people that interview famous people, rich people, try to get a gauge on how they think. There was an episode of The Diary of a CEO. They were interviewing this woman, Cody Sanchez. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. I mean, I'll include the link to the video down below. But the video was, overall, it was talking about, how pretty much anybody can, with the right motivation, the right angles, the right understanding, become a business owner. And she encouraged that. You said you've got to know what you're doing and, have that hunger, that desire in you. And that's kind of the theme of a lot of her videos. If you go to her channel or watch any of her stuff, it does come down to that hunger. Do you have that hunger for finding those opportunities and taking advantage of those opportunities? So, that was kind of the gist of the whole video. You watch through it. It's a good video, a good interview. But what caught me was near the end of the video. They were talking about, she was describing one of the adventures, one of the things she had signed up for was to climb this mountain. And in a word, it sucked. It absolutely sucked. And she got to a certain point. They were having to spend the night on the mountain. They had to be tied together, tethered together, because the path was so narrow. And she got to a point where it was just like, why am I doing this? What purpose do I have in my life for doing this? Who am I doing this for? And she was just like, I don't need to be doing this. At that point, she's already, owns multiple businesses, investor, multimillionaire. By most standards of American society, even world society, she's made it. She has nothing to prove to anybody, except maybe to herself. And she was like, I don't really need to do this. And so she was like, I'm out. I'm going back to camp. And she's all about how when she got back to camp, that was how that almost made her feel like free from almost like a responsibility. And the one quote that she said that really, it may have just been off the cuff, maybe it was planned, but it was, to me, such a powerful metaphor. She said, choose your mountain wisely. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Because, think about your life. You're going to be going up a mountain. Your career path is a mountain. Your life is a mountain. Your relationships are mountains. You're going to have to climb those. But you get to choose what that mountain is. Is the value of climbing that mountain in your life, is it worth it? Are you doing it to prove your worth to the company? Okay, maybe. But is that company somebody you want to really be working for? Is that a mountain you really want to climb? If you're loving your career path and you're just trying to get to that next level, always trying to move, maybe that mountain is perfect for you. And that's what you want to do. And so you've got to be willing to take that treacherous turn and tether yourself to people you may not really want to be tethered to, but you're trying to gain that knowledge so you can get to that next level, to that next tier. And at some point, you're going to untether yourself from this group and go to a different group. But you have to understand that to begin with, what it takes to get to the top of whatever mountain you're climbing. And your relationships. Is this person you're with someone you want to be tethered to for this climb on the mountain? Is the top of this mountain, reaching the apex of it with this person, is this the ultimate for you? At some point, you may just have to say, no, what it takes to climb this mountain isn't worth it. But maybe it is. Maybe you do find that person that you want to climb the mountain with, that you want to take turns. You want to be able to help them and guide them and pull them up whenever, they're running out of energy. But there's going to be times they're going to need to take the lead to help on the treacherous trails of life. But it's that choice in what mountain you're climbing. You have that choice. And it's that it may suck to go back down. It may suck to start over and find a different mountain. But what's going to suck more? Going back down that mountain and realizing you weren't even supposed to come up here to begin with? Or going ahead and going through all the trials, the tribulations, the physical, mental damage you could be suffering trying to climb this mountain. And then you get to the top and you realize, I didn't even want to be up here in the first place. Now it does come to know yourself. Above and beyond anything else you do in life, that would be the number one thing I would say. Know yourself. And you're going to change over time. So what you know about yourself at 10 years old is going to change when you're 15. It's going to change when you're 20, change when you're 30, you're 40, you're 50, you're 60. You're going to change. You have to. That's what life is change. So you're going to have to get to know yourself all over again every few years. Keep a constant assessment of here's the mountain I'm climbing, here's the trail that I'm following, this is the direction I'm going, but do I want to go that way? It's your mountain. It's your trail. You're going to have to assess that. Now, some mountains, they're going to be steep. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to take every bit of your mental, physical, emotional fortitude just to get to each level. And it's up to you to decide that the viability of that. And you need to be reassessing with each step and each level. Just because you get to the next level, you can reassess and say, no, I'm going back down. I'm finding another mountain. There's nothing wrong with that. But understand why you're doing it. Now, I know some people, their choices are much more limited. I get that. You're doing it to put food on the table, to take care of your family. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. But always be looking for a mountain that's better for you and your family. Talk with your family and say, hey, I'm on this mountain. This trail, it's not where I want to be. I can keep going. I'm going to do what I do. But I think I would be happier. I think it would benefit all of us more if I go down and go up that mountain. That decision is tough. I mean, resetting a climb that may have taken you 2, 4, 6, even 10 years, and you get to that point and you're like, no, that's not where I want to be. Some mountains may not really be a mountain. It may just be kind of a where, you know, it's slow and steady and your life is okay. You're satisfied. You're stable. And that's kind of what you want. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But understand that's what you're going to get at the end. If you're just going from here to here, and that's your end goal, and you know, it's, if that satisfies you, don't let anybody tell you different. But if you're wanting to get from here to way up here, you got a lot of work to do. So you need to be constantly assessing that mountain, choosing your mountain. And as Cody says, choose it wisely. Don't always choose it instinctually. Don't always, say for example, chase the money. Certain mountains, yeah, we all know there's money at the top of that mountain. But chasing the money may not always be what's right for you. It may not always be what you want. Maybe the path in life you want is helping others, making their lives better, or to the best of your ability, getting them a better life. I can tell you right now, that's not a money tree, but it is a heart tree. It will fill your heart and all of your spirit with an energy that money can't buy. But it is a longer and in some ways a harder mountain. But it's your choice. As I said, I will link that particular video from the Diary of a CEO, the interview with Cody Sanchez. I'll link it below. I recommend you watch it just to kind of get an idea of how she thinks, and then understand kind of that power punch that one little statement made. If it doesn't hit you, it doesn't. But for me, that was definitely something that was quite powerful. Okay. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.